Welcome back to another vlog, solo travelling through China. Today I'm getting the train from Beijing to Shanghai, where I'm going to be doing lots of shopping, mostly antiques, thrifting and flea markets. Shanghai is known as the Pearl of the Orient or the Paris of the East, and is meant to be a much more international and commercial city than other places in China. I stayed at Day Inn International Youth Hostel, which, not gonna lie, I did not like. I'd recommend getting a different one. It was really for Chinese students rather than for foreign travellers to meet each other. I'm tired and hungry, and my mobile data just stopped working, which means I'm up in China, can't do anything. Eventually I found the hostel, which I said I didn't like, and then I went to go get some food, which I must say I grossly misordered because everything was done Chinese, and the only other people in the restaurant were watching me pretending to eat it while giggling. Then I went to go to the shops to pick up some stuff, and I found that they had Moom and things there, which is great. I woke up early next morning to the school children outside singing, and then went off to go explore some markets. I'm going to give as accurate locations to the places I went as I can, but unfortunately I've lost my AMAP pins, so I'm struggling a bit. This market was mostly selling jade, the use of which dates back in China to the early Neolithic period. It's believed to embody the very essence of nature and bring good fortune nowadays. It's very empty. I don't know if I've come on time or not. I also learned that in order to assess the purity of jade, you apply heat to it and see if it remains cool. Arriving at the place that's meant to be now, but it looks a bit under construction. I found a close market to go to, which had some cool stuff but a lot of fake things. I ended up buying a poster anyway, which is nice. I have never been more caught in my life and regretting a decision to walk somewhere. I'm never asking AI where to buy jade ever again. Eventually I found a charity shop, which was really cool because they're a lot more rare in Asia. The French concession, which now has a lot of students in it, can actually tell you a lot about Western ideas of China, especially through its history. In the 1920s, the idea of Chinese dress was becoming less of a costume, with China being incorporated into the global Western fashion system, namely through pieces like the qipao, and this could be seen specifically in Shanghai. A 1924 Vogue article entitled "The Celestial at Home" follows the American author visiting the home of a Chinese heiress in Shanghai. The article challenges ideas of China as a static nation, and Shanghai has always been seen as this forward-looking place. However, in accounts like this, Shanghai is often not considered to be the real China, which is something you might feel when walking around the French concession. Nonetheless, its roots as an outward-looking fashion powerhouse is still very visible. The next morning, I woke up really early, I think around 6 a.m, to go to the best flea market I managed to get to in China. This place was insanely cool. I was the only Westerner I could see there, and they sold everything from jewelry to like insects that you could get to fight each other. The market was cool, but an absolute sweatbox. I went around Nanjing Road, which is cool to see, but I found it a bit boring. It's just a lot of shopping malls. So this was in September, so there were Labubus everywhere in China. They were inescapable. I went to another kind of thrift shopping mall market thing, which was a bit weird at first, but it actually had quite a lot of cool stuff. And all the kind of Chinese aunties were great fun when you'd come into their stores. To end the day, I went back to the Bund to see the skyline at night with a friend who was from Changsha. She was very kindly also teaching me Chinese throughout my trip here, so I got to use it a bit when I was haggling and bartering at the markets. Next morning, I had a wee bit of breakfast and then got ready to get the train to Suzhou. So come join me next time as I go around the fairy tale C-drama version of China.